Man, Kiryu gets hungry really fast now, actually.
Let's go right back to my favorite restaurant.
Which should actually complete it. So I think I actually have 80 plus empty this time. Boom. No, I still can't complete it because there's one over here. Oh, that's also 80. Damn. Yeah, these are way bigger value. Holy crap. Yeah. Well, there we go. Filled me up. I've eaten just enough food to try to pretend to be a Yakuza member in a movie. Yeah, I'll be convincing. They'll believe I'm really a Yakuza member. Wow, that's 2 of the remaining 6 now. One of them was just hiding upstairs, and the other one was the human trafficking ring. I'm guessing the platinum plate was the human trafficking ring, and not the one that was just upstairs a little bit. Oh. Somehow managed to click on it again, turning the other way. So, where, another one? Wow. I'm gonna, oh there it is. Wow, I totally thought I had all of them around here, at least. Kind of surprised there's still more. It's the one that's like, it's like the closest one to the lockers out of the entire map, too. We're so close. Special police baton. What do I want to get rid of? There's so many options. The illusory taunt was running out of durability, I guess. I don't know. Part of me feels like I'm gonna repair that rocket launcher or something. It's just too precious to remove from my inventory at this point. But who knows if I'll ever get around to even dealing with that. Oh man. Oh, sorry about that. No, it was my fault. I can't seem to do anything right.
Boy.
Wait, you dropped something. Guess I'll go track him down, huh? Yakuza Sunset 4. Isn't this the script to the movie those kids were talking about? Why, yes, Kiryu, very good. If the movie is still in production, this must be pretty important. I better track that guy down. It looked like he was heading up to Sotenbori Street. Go, go, go! He's depressed in that one entertainment location there. Oh, he's probably in the bar. He's probably in the bar. Or he's in a cutscene right here. Oh, there he goes, into the bar. I think that's the guy who dropped the Yakuza Sunset 4 script. I better go get this back to him. On some level, it's easy to be like, why do they keep peeing themselves? It's weird. But it's because every single time the game gives me control outside of a quest, I might just not continue the quest. So they have to like recap what's going on in case I did something, a bunch of other stuff, I guess. Hey, aren't you the guy I bumped into on the bridge? No, I was the one not paying attention. But I'm glad I found you. You dropped this. Don't worry, I didn't read it. Wow, you really tracked me down to give this back? That means a lot. I feel like this Yakuza Sunset thing has a lot of people talking. You must be a pretty big fan. Well, I used to be. Nowadays, I don't know how to feel about it. What do you mean? He's the director, Kiryu. Wait, you're not a fan, but the director of the Yakuza Sunset movies? That's right. Though I've only actually been responsible for one of them so far. Yakuza Sunset 3, the one everyone hated. My name's Sugano. Kiryu. As you might have suspected, those pages are actually the script for Yakuza Sunset 4, Kiryu-san. We're planning on using Bishamon Bridge in the film, but I went ahead to scout it out a bit. I see. You seem pretty down about all this, Sugano-san. What's really the problem? It's this whole film. I have no idea how to proceed with it. I feel like I've lost my vision. What do you mean? Every day on the set of Sunset 3 was like a dream. I loved it. I'd even stay up all night editing the reels. Everything seemed perfect until the movie debuted. It was like I'd woken up from my dream to a real-life nightmare. Every forum on the net was in an uproar, talking about how Sunset 3 was a disgrace to the franchise. They were calling for me to step down or worse. The internet sounds like a cruel place. A cruel place that doesn't understand how good Last Jedi was. The worst part was, once I calmed down and rewatched it, I agreed with them. I don't know that I deserved to direct another one. I gave it my best effort, but that just wasn't good enough. I couldn't capture the magic of the old sunsets. And it's got me thinking. If all I'm going to do is drag the series through the mud, maybe I should step down. Well, at least that explains what's got you so down. If you don't mind my asking, how'd you end up in the director's chair for the movie? And what happened to the original director? He retired to some far-off corner of the earth. Nobody even knows where. But with the fan base Sunset has, the film company couldn't just let it die, so they chose me to head it up. I was a huge fan, but I found out the hard way that loving a movie as a fan and making one yourself are very different things. I knew it'd be a challenge to live up to the expectations and the hype, but I didn't expect to get eviscerated for my best efforts. If only I could replicate the way the old director did things. But none of this is your problem, Kiryu-san. Sorry for talking your ear off with this sob story. It's okay. It's literally my life. All the time. I hope having someone to lend an ear helped. Well, the show must go on. I'll see you around, Kiryu-san. Meanwhile, this poor lady just wants to throw darts, and she's awkwardly standing in the background the entire time. There's not one but two strange dart ladies just standing on the horizon as we have this conversation bearing his soul. And the poor guy really is struggling. Next time I'm at a video store, maybe I'll check out Yakuza Sunset 3. Oh. Oh, Kiryu. We keep finding more value for these video stores. You're gonna inflict this upon yourself? Isn't it supposed to be really bad? No. Always good to see for yourself, though. So we're going back to Gandhara, of all places. Is this Yakuza 2's thing? Was Yakuza 2 just like the video store side quest game? Like, I've actually been astonished by how many side quests have had me go to the video store. In part because I feel like 0 or 1 of them did that in the previous game. Like, I feel like a video store was not really actively acknowledged. I think it was a location. I'm not even totally sure. They just keep shouting. Good news is I don't think these guys can aggro because I already have aggro on me. I think it actually works that way, where only one horde can chase you. Although I might have just gotten rid of the previous one. Welcome to Gandhara, sir. Anything strike your fancy? Ticket prices are free because you uncovered that we were human trafficking. Ha ha ha. Don't tell anyone. That reminds me, I wanted to check out Yakuza Sunset 3. Sure, I could be up for that. Great, sir. Enjoy yourself. We'll do the usual pattern. 1 round of 2 that are irrelevant, and then 1 round of 2 where that ends with the quest one. Gotta work through this giant backlog somehow. Alright, let's see if Yakuza 3 Sunset 3 is really as bad as Sugano says it is. It couldn't be, right? Oh, is he auto-watching it? It's about a Yakuza who betrays his clan to protect the woman he loves. Admirable. Oh, it's literally what you did last game. The characters are actually pretty fleshed out, too. Not only that, but the actors did a great job bringing them to life. Can't complain about the music either. Really heightens the tension. But there's something off about the action. It's supposed to be a Yakuza movie, but the fights don't feel extreme enough. It's just about over. The protagonist finally defeated the clan. Is about to elope with the woman he loves. Okay, that didn't happen. But as he's leaving the HQ, he gets stabbed in the back by a clan member he's raised like his own son. The last shot is his lover waiting at the station for her sweetheart to show up, but he never does. Oh, the tragedy. Although a lot of people just by default react poorly to bad endings. I mean, negative endings, sad endings. People react to them as if they're objectively bad in many cases. People want their wish fulfillment. Well, I finished the movie. Maybe if I head back to Stiegel, I'll run into Sugano again. Maybe I can help him out now that I've seen his work. But now we're gonna go right back in there and watch 2 random clips because I'm pretty sure I have a lot of backlog left. Like, too much. Ba-doop-ba-doop. Get right back in there. Oh, we're almost out of them. Yep, it's just those 3. The Masked Ripper. Let's watch this one. Does this reach a weird meta level for you guys eventually? You're watching me watch Kiryu watch a movie that none of us can see. It's a real... Oh, my job's weird. This one's about a masked man hunting people down with a knife. Sounds like a regular day in Kamurocho. Oh. Oh no, Kiryu. Oh no. This is why you reacted to the human trafficking ring situation being like, well, it's a good thing things worked out. I'm like, oh no, Kiryu. Your brand of normal is so far off at this point. No escape. This one's about a woman who had a crazy stalker coming after her. She made a pretty gruesome fate in the end. No happy endings for these horror movies, huh? It's like their Junji Ito stories. Which just... oh boy. One of the hard things about Junji Ito is just knowing that there's like, you have no reason to have any faith that anyone's gonna come out on top. To the point where, like, when you go to the multiple chapters of an individual story, where they keep bringing back the monster or whatever, you'd be like hoping that a character that survived a previous chapter does not show up again, because if they come back in the next chapter, you're like, no, they didn't escape. Now they're just gonna have to go through this again and probably die this time. Batshit crazy.
ワイのバットのサビにしたるわ。キリコちゃんを殺すのはワイやからな。ちゅうわけでくたばれや。
Wow, okay. I dared say meta earlier, and now this is happening. We're having Majima chasing Kiryu, but it's Kiriko-chan. This one's about a crazy guy with an eye patch who murders people with a baseball bat. That's a little too close to home. Ah. That's really funny. He heard a sound, so he actually got startled because he thought someone was coming. Oh, that was funny. The only disappointment is that I briefly thought that Majima might actually show up in that exact moment. He reacted negatively to a bunch of the horror stuff, like flinching and stuff like that, but that was the specific one that made him jump at other stuff. Because he's afraid. Because it's too real. That's great. Hello. I'm gonna bring you over here if you don't mind. Hey there. Oh. Damn it. I gotta make this hard. Boom. I was trying to experiment. I thought that if I brought him over to the stairs, I might be able to do a heat action where you just throw him down the stairs. But didn't find one. There still might be one. It might be hard to trigger. Or it also might be a thing where I might have lost access to it because I held on to him for so long that he kind of became resistant to grabs at that point. That's a weird sentence to say. I need to sell some of these things, don't I? Batshit crazy. Got the locker keys and stuff. Do I have anything I need to use? I think it mostly goes in food and drink, right? The ones that heal my stats. Ooh, we can't quite do 80. Do a 30 and a 40? Oops. 70 doesn't work either. Shit. $50 and 10. Okay, well, what can I tell you? Kiryu's just a really big fan of the soup du jour. Real big fan. Oops. I think we're oh yeah, we're close. When I talk to him again, when I finish this quest, there's a decent chance I'll suddenly have enough for the final. It was a stomach upgrade, right? It was either capacity or digestion rate. I'm guessing capacity, because I think I've been at 160 for a while, whereas I feel like he's digesting super fast right now, because I am able to eat very, very big meals every time I do fights, I guess. I think I might be losing 80 each time. No, he's gone. Damn. Sugano's not here. Hey, aren't you one of the guys who was in here babbling about movies earlier? I eat, sleep, and breathe the silver screen. You want to talk a little shop? Sure, let's talk. I like movies as much as the next guy. Great. Go on and pull up a stool. Name's Fukatsu. Only thing that makes throwing back drinks better is getting to talk movies while you do it. I'm Kiryu. I actually watched Yakuza Sunset 3 recently. Are you familiar with it? Oh-ho. I remember lining up for that one when it first hit theaters. Remind me again what it's about, though? A young girl who swaps bodies with the Yakuza? Yakuza who fights off a colossal monster. A Yakuza who fights for the woman he loves. But an admirable Yakuza who betrays his clan to protect the woman he loves. The characters are so realistic. I couldn't help but get drawn in by it. You got that right. Characters can really make or break a flick like that. And if you ask me, the characters are what gave Sunset 3 its charm. The last scene is what sealed it, though. The poor woman waiting at the station. That was a piece of art. Yeah. The ending really left an impression on me, too. There's just something about a bittersweet ending that strikes the right chord. Sounds as if you liked it. But if you had to give it a score, what would you rate it on a 10-point scale? Definitely liked it, but I wouldn't say it was perfect. Something felt off about it. Oh yeah? And what was that? The action was subpar. Just felt like there was something missing. This was supposed to be a Yakuza movie, but there was no impact, no thrill of the clash. Beyond that, the Yakuza themselves felt kind of forced. Like the director didn't know how Yakuza were supposed to act. Oh, I was thinking the same thing. Wasn't a single fight scene that felt like it had the oomph it oughta. None of that bone-crunching satisfaction. Real shame, too. Best parts of Sunset 1 and 2 were the elaborate action sequences and authentic feeling Yakuza setting. I'd bet that's why 3 flopped. If it flopped so hard, why is he greenlit for the sequel, I wonder? You know, I actually had the chance to talk to Sugano, the director. That's the only reason I watched Sunset 3 at all. Interesting. He was depressed because his movie wasn't received well as Sunset 1 and 2. He even considered quitting over the fan response. Must be young if he's having trouble taking criticism like that. Don't blame him, though. It's tough taking over for someone else's work. And sure, Sunset 3 was rough, but had some real emotional moments. First 2 in the series had them too, but nothing on that level. The old director was good at covering up his flaws, but he didn't have an eye for the real human drama. Rumor has it, he actually pushed for the studio to bring Sugano back for Sunset 4. That's how much he liked the third. Huh. If you want my opinion, I think Sugano's got a long career ahead of him. Just has to mature a bit. Get some experience under his belt. Sounds like you know a lot about this. You must really love the film industry. You got that right. More than that, I love talking about common interests over a nice glass of whiskey. I'm gonna find out that he's the director of the first 2 movies, aren't I? Anyways, I'm gonna catch some fresh air, maybe teeter on home. Good talking to you, Kiryu-san. Likewise, Fugatsu. Hey, you didn't drink your drink. You just left some really expensive alcohol just lying there. Oh, his glass vanished. Kiryu-san? What the? Sugano, how long have you been there? Since you and that old man started talking about Sunset 3. That was the whole conversation. I saw you sitting there when I came back from taking a leak, but I figured I'd wait to see wait until you were done talking to approach. Honestly, Kiryu-san, it means a lot to know that you watched my movie. It's nice to hear such frank, honest opinions. As you know, I've been thinking about stepping down as the Sunset 4 director. Nothing about this has been easy on me. But I've changed my mind. I can't quit. I want to address the flaws of Sunset 3 and make sure the 4th entry in the series is the best ever. But I don't have much knowledge of Yakuza life, or of fighting. I need to experience these things firsthand if I want to succeed. Yeah, you've got to... Wait, no, don't do that. Maybe I'll go join the Omi Alliance. They should be able to educate me on Yakuza life. I think they'll hold tryouts anytime soon. Oh boy, no, don't do method directing. Also, the Omi Alliance is they're dying a lot lately. They're dying a lot lately.
Yeah.
Hold on, this isn't the type of situation where you really want first-hand experience. But how else can I learn enough to make a film that delivers on the authentic Yakuza experience? I can teach you. Fine, I can teach you. I'm sure I know enough about the Yakuza to make an authentic film about it. Wait, you're not one of them, are you, Kiryu-san? You just wanted to be one, what? Of course not, I'm just a civilian, calm down, he says, technically true, but mostly lying through omission. Oh. What a shame. Just a fanboy then. Can't blame you, everybody romanticizes the Yakuza. Anyway, in that case, can I ask you to stop by the office? I'm leasing, oh, Oh, can I ask you to stand by the office I'm leasing for Yakuza Sunset 4 so we can talk? Sure, let's talk. Oh, thank you, Kiryu-san. Right this way. Teleport. I do wonder if any ex-Yakuza people are involved at all in the development of the series. I think there's like an interview series you can look at. I think some game news site interviewed a Yakuza member about the Yakuza games. It was similar to like the time that like I want to say the AV Club or someone like that had like an ex-inmate from a minimum security prison and interviewed them about the Orange is the New Black. And like I've seen I think a similar one about an ex-Yakuza member being interviewed about the Yakuza games. In particular, what stood out was that he called Kiryu legit. Like he's like the old blood that did things right, and not like all these stupid new kids that are just stirring trouble. Like he was like, oh shit, it's exactly like the narrative of Yakuza half the time. This is your office? I was expecting something a little more cinematic. Sorry to disappoint. The props are all stored on Studio Lot. And since I'm only here for the shoot, there's not much point in getting cozy. I guess that makes sense. Wow. Sorry, now let's get right to it. Are you ready? Ready as I'll ever be. Let me see. First, I'd like you to play the part of a regular clan member greeting the patriarch's son who's just come home. There's not much reference material on this kind of clan relationship. I have no idea how it's supposed to go. Oh, and the son is coming home from elementary school. Just do whatever you think is natural. This reminds me of how I used to treat Daigo when he was a kid in the Dojima family office. Shouldn't be too hard. Got it. Okay, now imagine the son is walking in through that door in front of you. And action. Welcome home, Master Heart. Jesus Christ. Welcome back, young master. Oh. And cut. This is an excessive amount of directing. That was great, Kiryu-san. You made sure to treat him with the reverence deserving of the patriarch's son. He might just be a kid, but he's an important kid. That's right. Reminds me of when Daigo was still young, dragging me all around Kamurocho. Who's Daigo? Never mind. What's next? The second scene is the crown jewel of every Yakuza film, one where the hero takes responsibility for a mistake he's made. Or in my case, a mistake I haven't made. Oh, it's the finger cut. How much are we gonna roleplay this one? This is escalating. True, the fans would never stop complaining if the scene was absent or got treated the wrong way. The stuff isn't really up my alley, so I'll need your help here as well. After all, I only ever directed comedies before this. Comedy? There's no place for comedy in a Yakuza story. Am I right, fellas? Looks directly at camera, wink wink. Now let me set the scene here. You, a captain, are going to say something to the patriarch, then cut your pinky off to make up for your mistake. Your underling made. Sounds pretty heavy. Yes, that's the point. Now let's see what you've got. Now then, action. Begone, Pinky! This knife is too sharp. I failed you, Patriarch. Failed myself, failed the clan, and now I'm going to show you how a man atones for his actions. Oh. And cut. Kiryu-san, that was incredible. I could have sworn you were really going through with it. Well, I can guess how it would look in real life. Yeah, that's how this works. You know, you've performed with such realism today. You tell me if you're really in one of those families, right? Haha, kidding. I'm sure you're just a big fan. Actually, don't worry. It was just a joke. Next time will be an action sequence where you have to showdown against,
Huh?
Enough yapping. Huh? Who are you? That's what we should be asking the two of you. This is our meeting place. What do you think you're doing here? Don't be ridiculous. I went through a real estate agency and rented this office out. I could show you the contract. Hold on. You look familiar. I know. This fool's the guy directing Yakuza Sunset now. I seen him on TV. Wait, this asshole made Yakuza Sunset 3? The one with the critic score that's practically went fucking negative? What a joke. That's not really how critic scores work. If you nail the characters and have a great ending and a bunch of other emotional scenes, some like sloppy fighting scenes don't really cause that to be a critical blunder. Like, that's just not realistic. In fact, usually the critics are usually more interested in the character stuff than the combat. Look, why don't you save your buddy here and get lost, you pathetic loser? Or we'll do the whole industry a favor, make sure you never release another thing. Hey, Sugano. You want to see a fight scene next, right? Huh? Take notes. I'm about to give you all the reference material you could ever need. Huh? You had your chance. Now you're gonna get a beat down. Die! The extended E is really funny. That guy's got a knife. That's not a joke. There we go. Oh, shit. I've got a bucket. I've got a bucket. I've still got a bucket. Bucket. Woohoo! Oh, the entire shelving unit was taken out. But not him. Ow. Knives are bad. Stop that. That took care of the knife. Can I have the knife? That's not a knife. Where's the knife? Yeah. Oh, you're gonna have a bad day. Oh, how does that physics even work? Yeah, just put that in your Yakuza movie. That'll work. Make sure he kicks the knife really hard. This guy's a freaking monster. I don't want to die. If you three ever show your faces around here again, I'll make sure that's exactly what happens. Got it? Yes, we're really sorry. You okay, Sugano? Yeah, you saved my life, Kiryu-san. But more importantly, I learned a ton. You were like a beast unchained. That kind of raw fury is exactly what Yakuza Sunset 3 was missing. I've been swimming in such a sea of doubt lately. It's been impossible to make any progress in Yakuza Sunset 4. What if critics pan the movie? What if I let my fans down again? What if the old director, Fukatsu, doesn't like it? Wait, Fukatsu? The old man at the bar? I had a hunch. Yeah, I did. But this has been an eye-opening experience, and it's all thanks to you, Kiryu-san. I'm going to look over that script with a fresh pair of eyes and get this film rolling. I think I have what it takes to make the series shine, just like Fukatsu did. I have faith in you too, Sugano. But listen, I don't think you should strive to emulate Fukatsu's style, or even his success. Huh? There are things you bring to the table that even he didn't accomplish. The raw emotion you captured in your last film was second to none. You need to make the movie you want to make. If the fans can feel a combination of your attention to detail and your passion, they'll love it. As for me, I can't wait to see Sunset 4. I'll put my heart into it, I promise. Let me thank you, Kiryu-san, for everything you've done for me. There's always more. Bloody binding. Isn't that what... That's red binding. Place that, I guess? Why do you have blood-stained equipment? That's distressing. I have several questions. Looks like Yakuza Sunset 4 is gonna be just fine. Especially with the Dragon of Dojima in a supervising role. So you knew all along, Fukatsu. More or less. And for the record, I never lied to you. I'm nothing more than an old movie buff now. I suppose you got me there. Really though, I gotta thank you, Kiryu-san. Sugano's gonna be the pride and joy of the film industry someday. Believe you me. You did the world a service, not letting him fall flat on his face again. I didn't do much. I just don't like to see people lose faith in their talent. Huh. Say, how about we go see Sunset 4 together when it comes out? We can get a discount if you pretend to be my son. Hey, come on. I think Sunset 4 is going to deserve the full price of admission. Ah, don't get all high and mighty on me. Careful or I'll spoil the ending on you. That's a pretty juvenile threat, wouldn't you say? Heh, the secret to staying creative is staying young at heart. Is that so? It sure is, my boy. It sure is. That pan up, walk away camera angle ending. It's like a movie ended. Which, admittedly, that was a long quest. Both of those were, actually.